Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining us. You're watching our weekly program, Talk to OBN, on your favorite media channel, OBN, Horn of Africa. Here in studio, I am joined by an entrepreneur and investor, Kennesa Muluneh. Thank you for your precious time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Very good. To begin with, tell us about your career and all the journeys that you are acquiring these days in an investment and entrepreneurship arena.
So I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 20 or 21 years old. This was back in Europe. So I started realizing that, when you build a company, you don't have to just make money out of it. I understood early on that you could build a company and also sell it. And that became a strategy for me. So I set up companies, grew it, and then I sold it to other investors. I did this a couple of times, 5-6 times, and then I thought, why can't I become the investor? Why can I not go to the other side and support other entrepreneurs in the growth journey? And then the question came, where do you do this? Obviously, as an investor, you're free to go wherever, but I noticed, for example, the US market or the European market is very expensive, requires high investments. And as a starter, you have to learn also. Being an entrepreneur and being an investor is a different thing. So I started looking around, and the first opportunity came in Africa, in Kenya back then. And I thought, let's try it. So yeah, Africa became my first investment market.
Well, I mean, your business firm operates in the Middle East and in Africa, precisely in Kenya and Uganda. And lately, you're planning to invest laboriously in Ethiopia. Could you tell us this investment opportunity that Ethiopia has and the comparative advantage that Ethiopia has over the rest of the world?
I think Ethiopia, So I'm an Ethiopian myself. So I came here, I grew up outside, but I come back here ever since I was a child. But every time I come back, which is every so often, there's a new opportunity. That's when a country really wants to grow. And this is actually how Kenya was 10 years ago also, and look what Kenya is today. If Ethiopia is really aiming for the same growth, then big things are about to happen. And the funny thing is, every time you talk to other Africans about investing in Ethiopia, they're so eager because for the outsider, Ethiopia looks like a closed market. That's what everybody tells me. Oh, but you have access? Can you give me access because it's such a closed market? It's not, but it's just the narrative that people have about Ethiopia. But I think it stems from how Ethiopia was back in the days. I think a lot has changed, but still, if you even want to invest in Ethiopia, where do you start? Many people don't know, even Ethiopians don't know where to start exactly. So that's when I noticed, okay, from the government side, you see all these plans, but from the people's side, there's still so much confusion. I thought, because I have the capacity to try, I thought, let's try it, let's see.
Okay. I mean, can you precisely again tell us what exactly your business firm does in this investment? What are your products? What are your areas of implementation in when it comes to investment?
So I don't invest in tech.
Why?
Because tech, I don't think Africa needs tech right now. Even if you have a good tech product, the infrastructure is not ready. We need proper supply chain, meaning that, let's say you have a farm, from the farm to get to the shop, so you need transportation. So we need proper transportation. To have proper transportation, you need good roads. The whole infrastructure needs to be good before you start investing in these big tech products that are very risky also, because the valuation is not tangible. How do I evaluate a tech product? Sometimes it's very hard. So I said, let's start, I call it recession-proof investments. If there's crisis or no crisis, war, no war, it will remain. And with that, I always look at agriculture. Is one of my favorites. I think the agriculture is very underestimated here and not very well. I think capitalize is the wrong word, but people don't know how to, monetize it properly yet. Transportation, for example, one project that we're about to close now in Kenya is alcohol. I think alcohol is a very good recession-proof product because it's tied to entertainment, and people always require entertainment. We have a cocoa plantation, for example, in Uganda. Another investment that we're looking into is electronics manufacturing. Manufacturing is a big industry, actually, in East North Africa.
Okay, again, tell me the role of your investment in job creation, and are you satisfied that you're creating job for unemployed citizens, be it in Kenya, Uganda, and maybe the investment which is in process in Ethiopia as well?
Yeah, I think job creation is a natural part of the process. So what happens now, it depends on the company, but usually they come to me when they need an investment. I prefer not to acquire the full company because when you buy the full company, the owners, the founders, I call it the heart and soul. People who started the company and grew it. It's like your child, right? There was love put into it, time put into the company. When they're gone, generally the soul of the company is gone. So it becomes a corporate environment. Obviously, it creates jobs, but I don't know if it's necessarily good for the economy. You get the American system, which I don't like. So what we do is we acquire a percentage. We bring in the financial knowledge, how you structure your finances, and marketing knowledge. We bring in these two. And with that, obviously, if you control marketing, you control growth and sales, and with that, the growth of the company. The goal is to grow inside the country of that investment. That obviously create jobs, but also my personal goal is not just to create jobs, but to create the industry and the infrastructure. So let's say I invest in the alcohol brand. I want somebody to get the idea to open the factory for me, and somebody else to, offer me the opportunity to rent or, lease me the vans or the transportations. Or someone else maybe comes to me, tells me, hey, I host parties. Can I use your brand to start up or to build this big new idea? It should be an industry. So the alcohol brand alone is not enough. We need more people to be inspired to also start. Maybe I can invest in them as well. Well,
okay. How do you see the involvement and the participation of African women in African market, maybe in investment?
Well, I make videos. I make a lot of videos to tell them how it works. But honestly, sometimes I have to make people aware if it's also something that is within you. You have to be motivated yourself. If you need somebody else to motivate you, I don't know if this investment industry is suitable for everyone. It's very difficult market. You have to be smart sometimes. Africa is not the easiest market in the sense that you have to understand the regulations, how politics works, how everything is involved together. If you don't understand this is the basics. If you don't understand this, then it's a very difficult market to sustain. You cannot come in, try and then complain when you don't understand it. This doesn't work like that. You have to understand before you start. So I make videos to make others aware. And of course, a lot of people, because I'm a woman, they assume I only target women, but I target men as well, because it's just as difficult for men out there as it is for women.
Well, Kennesa, you usually do videos to teach, people, maybe African women, Ethiopian women, when they need a startup and entertaining or implementing investment wherever they are.
Yes.
And tell me the habits that made you more effective as a founder or as a business leader.
I think the best thing I've ever did was not involving my friends or family in what I do. And I'm saying this because I know the African mentality. They want to do business with friends. People who love you are not necessarily the same people.
There is a proverb which says, "Don't mix business with family."
Yes.
Don't mix business with pleasure.
Yes. For multiple reasons, actually, because people change when money is involved, but also people expect, the moment you make it to some level, people expect something back. And sometimes, even though I look successful, I still need to reinvest back into myself or into my company in order to grow more. But a lot of people don't see that because they helped you. They expect you to care for them or basically to change their lives as well. You don't want to be responsible for other people's lives, honestly, besides your, obviously, father, mother, kids' lives maybe. But there need to be boundaries. I never involved my parents. I don't think my parents are, obviously, they're not here anymore, but they never knew exactly what I did. They knew I made investments, but they don't ask me what kind of investments because they trust me. They always told me, if that's okay for you, then go for it. If you can pay your bills and everything, why ask more questions?
Yeah. Okay. What is the very essence of entrepreneurship? Because some people may have money and do same thing all over again. Mr. X used to do that business and cut copy and doing that business since the guy has got money. Is that said to be an entrepreneurship? I think some people believe that entrepreneurship is coining a new idea.
No, it's not.
Tell me the essence, yeah.
It's actually, if you want to make it easier, it's much easier, I would say, to copy something that exists. Just, let's say this table, if it's a popular table, just change the color. Instead of circle, make it square, and that's it. And then, because people already know what it is, you don't have to reintroduce the product. It's so much money gets lost into introducing a new idea. I don't think it's about new ideas. It's about, I think, multiple
How do you
aspects.
define it? What is the very
The people
essence?
around you makes a major difference. I think the moment I stopped involving myself with people who don't think like me is the moment I started to grow. Visibility. People are ashamed to be seen. You need to be actually, I make videos, I told you, but if you make these TikTok dances and everything, people laugh about it, but the more you are comfortable with being uncomfortable, you get virality. So people see you. People are ashamed too, because what if other people say this and this or think that and that? The less you care, the more successful you become. Yes. And also you have to be okay with people not liking you.
Wow.
People will hate you. And that the funny thing is people who hate you will look at your content the most. So we'll boost it more to the people who will like you. But you will have to endure hate. Hate is the price you pay for success.
Well, another thing is nowadays Ethiopia is having a new look, mainly the cities and towns, and we see infrastructure development here and there. Could you tell us the advantage that infrastructure development has to bring foreign direct investment?
Oh, I think it helps a lot. I remember my husband is foreign. He's Dutch, so he's from Europe. The first time he came here was culture shock. This is 12, 13 years ago, maybe. He was culture shocked. Like everything was new, like the old Ethiopia, the old Africa. Now, when he comes here, he's actually comfortable with moving here, building a life here, because everything looks modern. So to him, I see how he responds to things, you know. I think people underestimate our eyes are the strongest sense. This is the first thing that we believe, our eyes. So if things look nice, believe it or not, that's the first thing that impacts our mood or our decision making. What we see, what we hear comes next. So I think it is an important development. Infrastructure, nice buildings. Just sometimes things don't even have to be functional. It has to look nice first. You know. Okay,
what is the very requirement to be, say, an investor? Is that money, finance, or commitment, or maybe new ideas,
Impact.
thoughts, impacts?
Impact, I think for Africa, mostly impact, then money. Obviously, if you don't get your money back, then why would I invest, you know? I think impact is an important aspect because people love to make a difference. Money, obviously return on investment is important, but reliability also, like trust. I think the major problem, I could say, in Africa, not just Ethiopia, Africa is trust. Especially diaspora have trust issues. Yeah.
Okay, we do have this industrial parks in different part of Ethiopia, and lately you're planning to invest in Ethiopia. Do you have a plan to collab with industrial park corporations to invest in that area?
Yes, I do. I do. I'm in talks with government entities to make it happen. And when I say invest, it's not only my money. I also work with other investors because people, for some reason, always assume that you only put your own money. That would be too big of a risk. What you do is, if some big investment comes, you talk to. This is why I just said you need the right people around you. If I have a big investment, let's say 100 million, you call people who think like me. This is the opportunity. You know what they want to hear. You know what they look at, the finances, the impact, the return on investment. You present it to them, and then they will give each a part of the investment to cover up risk.
Okay, Kennesa, I need you to do a 1 minute this motivational remark for those who are ready to invest, who are preparing themselves to invest, but waiting for the ideal time. Go ahead.
Okay, so in that case, if you are ready to enter the African market, talk to professionals, please, not your family only. When I say professionals, find proper lawyers, find finance professionals, talk to them, learn how to structure finance. Nobody has the knowledge outside the finance professionals or the lawyers. Talk to multiple, not just one. If you want to verify information in the African continent, you have to come here. Also, you have to be on the ground. So if your investment is in Kenya, go to Kenya. If your investment is in Ethiopia, go to Ethiopia. You have to be present because this is how the mentality here works. If they see you, your treatment will be different. So it's not like Europe or US, like in that sense. Also, if you are convinced, like I said, don't go back home and discuss it with people who don't have the knowledge about it. They will talk you out of it because the narrative about Africa is not so positive, I could say. So people will try to talk you out of it, make you doubt. But if you believe in it, then that's all you need. Then you need to go and try. Maybe you will fail. Actually, I can guarantee you there are a lot of roadblocks. I'm not saying you're going to fail, but even if you fail, it's not a problem. You learn from it, you will be a stronger person, and you try again.
Wow, thank you very much. Okay, what is the hardest moment you've faced as an entrepreneur so far, from the get-go?
I think the hardest... I think, like any investor, it's maybe like politics and finance are always our problems. So finance in the early stages, obviously cash flow, because sometimes you spend more than you get back. But right now, I think I could say political issues, so stability. It's not always stable. But even that, you learn to deal with that. Like Uganda, we secured the investment, the cocoa plantation thing. We were in the process of securing. Elections came. Internet was shut down. You even learn how to adjust. You tell everybody on the ground, stay put, calm down. After election, I will call you 1 week after. And then slowly life picks up. It's how Africa works. But in the beginning, you really stress.
Very good. What metrics do you pay the most attention to in your investment?
Two things. The rate, like the return on, like the valuation, how fast does it grow, but the devaluation of funds at the same time, of the money. So I can grow 20%, but if the devaluation goes at the same speed, it's still zero basically. So it depends on with what currency you're trading. So if it's local currency, devaluation plays a huge issue. So valuation of the company, devaluation of the funds. That's what I pay attention to.
Okay. You don't involve in tech investment, and I need you to elaborate it a little bit, because it's time. We are in an era of technology, and AI is evolving nowadays. Why don't you give ear to this investment?
Maybe because it's I don't have personal knowledge around it. Maybe it's I'm not saying indefinite no. If it's a very good project, I will listen to what they have to say. Maybe it's just not my personal. Like I said, a recession proof. Recession proof means no matter what happens in this world, you will still be able to sell your product or generate funds. I don't think tech is that.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Good. Who are your ideal customers in your business?
Middle class is also the biggest audience. Middle class generally has middle class to upper class, obviously. So it depends on what kind of product it is. If you go for mass, then you go for lower class to middle class. If you go for exclusive, you go for upper middle class all the way to high end. Generally, from my experience, higher class is obviously smaller communities, a smaller group of people, but they are willing to pay a higher price for your value. It depends on how high you estimate your own value. But obviously, if you want to go mass, so let's say cheap product, and you want everybody to have it, you go for the lower and middle class.
Well, Kennesa, again, how do you handle failure and hurdles in your business?
By now, I don't... failure, first of all, is a lesson. I don't understand how people don't expect failure. How else are you going to learn to be better? So if you don't have failure, that means how you are today will be forever like this. So you don't grow. So failure needs to be expected, needs to be welcomed, and needs to be learned from. So in that sense... because I see it as a lesson, I don't see much failure. Every time something doesn't work, I'd be like, okay, next time I'll try this and this. Other than that, I don't think I feel it. You learn to cope with it. So keep a positive spirit, and you try again. You try again. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to stop. But after a little while, once you process, you just try again.
Okay, again, how do you rate and see the involvement and participation of Ethiopian women in Ethiopian investment?
I think the Ethiopian women are already great, doing not just investment, but in business in general. They invest in themselves, start small businesses, they grow it, learn how to use social media, leverage it. I think the Ethiopian market soon will be a 50-50 market. 50% women, 50% men.
How about the role of social media in becoming and bringing your workers and your activities to the public, to publicize it more?
It's a very important
Tell us your
part.
experience.
I leverage social media for everything. Storytelling is everything. These days, obviously the new generation, they think it's only dances and just talks, but storytelling is a big entertainment these days. Because you go on social media, you have a busy day, you run, you do all these things. And then you open social media to relax your mind. So people want to listen to a story. It's going to be a big thing. It's already a big thing. But people need to understand how to sell on social media.
Well, one thing, you've said the ultimate essence of entrepreneurship and business must be impact, right?
Yes.
How do you cope up business, like seeking for getting more money, more finance, with creating impact at the same time?
I think in Africa, every investment is by default an impact investment.
How?
because you help create an industry, and community, you help create more than just that business. So somebody else sees your growth, gets inspired. Oh, maybe I can do it too. Maybe I can try. Let's say if I open a hotel, so I need a supplier for my beds, for my furniture, for my everything. So everything is impact by default. I don't think I have to put extra effort for that here.
Have you nicely impacted this communities in your business firm in Kenya, be it in Uganda or in
I think so.
In the Middle East? How?
I think so one of my projects in UAE, the clothing manufacturer, we started producing for anyone who has a dream. We lowered our MOQ, so the minimum order quantity, so everybody could start their own clothing brand. So we started supporting them. We hired consultants where we talked about this is how you do it. You know, they help them in the process. So they make their dreams come true. People dream about having clothing brands. It's not just making the clothes, you help them start a business. And we do that here as well.
Thank you very much, Kennesa.
Thank you for having me.
Well, dear viewers, thank you for watching. This brings you to the end of our edition for today. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good one.